This drill is hang back and brush. So this is a great kind of constraint-led drill for working on your wipe technique. So a lot of people, or a lot of golfers who struggle with the wipe, also struggle with side bend. Those two usually go hand in hand because if my upper body tends to tilt back like so, if I was to just extend my arms out in front of my chest, that by itself would move the bottom of the swing well behind the golf ball. You can see that that's making contact with the ground well back here by my right foot. So the goal of hang back and brush forward is to get my upper body well behind, so kind of almost over my right foot, more like a driver position, but then use my arms and use the wipe so that the club brushes the ground well ahead of the center of my stance. So almost as far up as my front foot if I can, without getting the path way outside to in. Because it's very easy for some golfers to hang back kind of like so, and then brush, go way outside in order to get the brush way forward. That's what we're not what we're trying to do. We're trying to brush from the inside, but still getting it to brush forward by using that wipe movement of the arms working more across your body instead of straight out in front. So if you're practicing on a grass driving range, you just take the tee and draw the line in the ground like we do in the line drill or the advanced line drill. But if you're practicing inside, which I know a lot of our members do, you can take a towel and place it on the ground. And this way, if let's set it up so that it's kind of pretty close to the middle of my stance. So now if I do this little brush drill, you can see I can get it to brush well ahead of the towel, kind of like so. But if I did that bad release, you could see that I would get some feedback because I'd make contact with the towel. So it just makes me a little bit more aware of the bottom of the swing, or the kind of the contact point and the brush point. So you can do this either with 9-3 or working up to full swings, but what I would do to start is the 9-3 version where you can either preset the brush, so I'm going to get, preset that upper body way behind, so I'm going to get almost driver-ish, get well behind, but then still try and kind of exaggerate both of these to get the bottom of the swing forward. Or what's actually more challenging is I'm going to start in a little bit more of a neutral or even leaning left pattern, and then I'm going to try and fall back and kind of hang back while I use the arms to move the bottom of the swing forward. A lot of golfers who try and move the bottom of the swing forward will do so more with their upper body, kind of lunging forward like so. That's not what we're trying to do when we're working on the wipe. That's not what we're trying to do when we're trying to work on this side bend. Those two go hand in hand and have a kind of high carryover for the longer clubs like the 3-wood, the hybrids, and especially the driver. So we'll give it a try and use the towel for a little bit of feedback. Okay, so to set up the drill, you give yourself about 2 inches or so between the towel and the golf ball. That just gives you a little bit of wiggle room because you'll see that the towel kind of sits up in places. It can make it a little bit more challenging, and you want to get good feedback here. So now we're going to position the golf ball just ahead of where you would normally play your mid-iron, so in this case 7-iron, and then you're doing the 9-3, kind of focusing on the wipe aspect of that release. So that first movement working a little bit more across your body instead of straight out there. So that first movement working more across, just like so, instead of straight down. So from the face-on view, hanging back, but using the side bend move, using that side bend move to hang back, but then using that wipe move in order to move the bottom of the swing forward. Your goal is to get it so that you can do it without hitting it off to the right, hitting it pretty straight, and without hitting the towel, even though you've got kind of a more forward ball position than you would normally play with a shorter iron. So got the towel a little bit on that one. Hopefully you get the gist and the purpose of why you would use the towel when working on the wipe.